Okay, in this lesson we're going to be learning Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots. It's one of my favorite tunes from this era of music. Great song. There is some complex chord fingerings in the verse, so this is probably not for the beginner. Intermediate and advanced should be able to handle this one just fine. It's going to take a little practice, though. Like I said, that verse, there's some tricky chord fingerings in it. The song is basically in E major, and it starts with this little intro that actually starts, I think it's acoustic guitar, but you can play it on acoustic or electric. And it's going to start with a C sharp minor bar chord. And then we're going to go to an E major chord. Then we're going to go to an A sus2 chord. Then we're going to go to a G sus4 to a G7. I'm sorry, that's a G sharp or an A flat, however you want to look at it. Then we're going to do an A bar chord and back to an E. So that's the chords for the intro, and it's also the same for the chorus. So the strum pattern, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, and it's probably a little cleaner than that, because they do a volume swell at the end of it. I'll show you what that is. So they start with their volume kind of down. If you pull your volume down about halfway, it'll clean up your tone, so it's a little cleaner tone, not so distorted. And then when they hit that E at the end, they turn it up, and you can kind of hear that in the recording. So back to this C sharp minor chord. So the strum pattern is down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Same for every chord. So we go C sharp minor, E major, our A sus2. So it's an A major chord without the second fret on the B string. You take that finger off. So pretty easy so far. Then we get to this G sus4. So if you play a G7, like that, so it's a G major, you take your pinky off, it's a bar chord with the root on the E string. Put your pinky on the 6th fret of the G string. So it's going to be in front of this second finger. Now, you don't have to have your second finger down when you're playing this chord, but we're going to go back to it so you can if you want. It makes it a little easier. So coming from the A sus2 chord, a little bit different strumming pattern there. Then we go to a regular A major bar chord with the root on the E string. And then we let our E major chord ring out. And that's where you do the volume swell. Okay, so let me play through that one more time, nice and slow. Okay, so now we're into the cool riff, the main riff of the song. It's based out of E, basically E major, E pentatonic major, E pentatonic minor, it's E. Okay, so we start with a half bend on the 2nd fret of the B string. We're going to hit the B string and the high E string together. And then we're going to release it. So you're bending this note to make it sound like the 3rd fret. So if you bend it too far, it won't sound right. Too far. Just a little half bend. So you bend, you release, pick it again. You're picking the B and the E string together. Then you pick the B and E string open. Then we hit the 2nd fret on the G string. Then we do a little chromatic walk up, or you're basically arpeggiating kind of an E, it'd be an E sus4 chord. So you're doing a 1st fret on the G string, hammer down the 2nd fret of the G string, and then you let the B and E strings ring out, open strings. So far. And then we go to an E major chord. And I'm picking mainly the lower strings. So far. Then he does a variation on the E major chord where he goes. Okay, I'm going to check my tuning real quick. So he's playing the E major chord first. And then he's just going to... he's going to keep playing the... he's going to let the high E and the B string and the low E string still ring out. He's going to finger a little bit different chord. So we got E. You're going to come up here. You're going to slide your 1st finger up to the 2nd fret of the G string. You can place your pinky on the 4th fret of the D string and your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the A string. And you're going to play all 6 strings. And then you're going to come up here and play 7th fret with your pinky on the A string, 6th fret on the D string with your 3rd finger, and 4th fret on the G string with your 1st finger. And you're going to play all 6 strings. So a little bit complicated chord fingerings there. So I'm going to play through the whole little intro thing one more time, nice and slow. Okay, so that's the intro, and that comes back. That's kind of the theme of the song later. And there's really only 3 parts to this song. And I've provided a tab for you so you can look at the tab along with the lesson if you get a little lost or having trouble with those chord fingerings. So that the intro with the chords, that's going to be the chord progression basically for the chorus. You got the little riff thing. Now we're going to go to the verse. And here's where the chord fingerings really get kind of crazy. So it's going to start out on a C sharp minor bar chord, the root on the A string, like this. And that's the strum pattern. We got some scratches in there, some muted scratches. So it's 2 downstrokes. And then you just release your fingers, but still mute the strings. You're just not pressing down. So you just kind of muting the strings. You do 3 scratches. Okay. Then we're going to go to our next chord. This is pretty complicated. You slide your 1st finger back to the 3rd fret on the A string. Your 2nd finger is going to go to the 4th fret on the B string, your 3rd finger's on the 5th fret of the G string, and your pinky, you really got to arch it, is on the 6th fret of the D string. Same strum pattern. Sounds real dissonant. Then we go to the next chord. You want to put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the G string, your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the B string, and your 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the D string. That's definitely the hardest one to get to. Then we're going to basically an A sharp 7 flat 5. So you're going to bar the 1st fret with your 1st finger, A string, D string, G string, B string, bar all those. 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the B string. Same strum pattern throughout. And then we go to an A sus 4 or A sus 2 chord. Let me play it in context. Okay, so that is the verse. Now, after that, he does our little E climb thing that we learned back in the riff part. And then I think he goes into the verse again. And then I believe, you'll have to check on the arrangement of it, but I think it goes back to the riff. And then we go to a chorus. Same chords and basically strum pattern as the intro. A sus2 to our G sus 4 to G7, A, back to E, and it just goes around again, A sus 2, G7, A, back to the E. Let that ring out. And those are all the parts. So, again, we've provided the tab, so I definitely think you should look at that. It's going to help you out with the chord fingerings and stuff. And you can always listen to the tune for the exact arrangement. But it's those 3 parts. Again, the chorus is the same as the verse, or the chorus is the same as the intro, the very beginning of the song. So that is the 3 parts for Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots.